So let's start our sample lesson. First of all, Amonulaiva Sevinch here. Amonulaiva Mahmuda is here. Azimova, Ibrahimova, Jalilova, Karimjonova, Karimova, Magujonova, Mansurova, Nasirova, Noromatov here. Rasulova. Rasulova is absent. Sutomrodova, Tojieva, Umurzakova, absent. Urokova is here. So today's our seminar's lessons theme topic: realism in American literature and Jack London. First of all, you should pay attention to our presentation. So, our plan: realism in American literature, Jack London, and Jack London's The Call of Wild and the Sea Wolf of his well-known novel. So, we can see here clear picture American literature and the period between them. The first period in American literature called the Puritan era. After that, the Age of Reason. Then came Romanticism, Transcendentalism, and Realism. As we know, the Modernism and Postmodernism thought is also very important to American literature during that period. So the first question, what is the realism? Can you take a minute and define realism in one sentence? You should give a definition for the word realism.
Can I? Realism is a definition of novels and being like in a real life situation, and that's called realism.
So you can see, as we know, the quality of novels, paintings, and maybe films, movies. The main thing is being very like a real life. And the extra information about realism. Realism is a style in art and literature that show things, people, as they are in real life. What about features of realism? The main features of realism at that time, during the American period, the first one is the purpose of writing was to entertain. The character is much more important than the plot, and subject that is drawn from real life experience or situation. All the characteristics of this realism period, settings are usually those familiar to the author. Plots emphasize the normal daily experience and ordinary characters. What about historical context this period? During the realism period, we know that population of the United States growing rapidly, science, industry, and transportation are expanding. Literature also was growing, but most of new writers were no more romantics or transcendentalists. They were just realists. Realism, we can define realism with three main things. The first one is slavery, industry, and civil war. We know that slavery happened in the history of America and took for a long time. Slavery was a reality throughout the America. It was since it was founded, despite hot debates as to whether or not we should have slaves. Industrialization, the issue hangs on the two different Americas, the urban and the industrial north and agrarian south. What about Civil War? Civil War, as we know, war fought and happened in the United States between the northern and southern states. So our today author is Jack London. He lived between 1876 and 1916. So John Griffith Channing was born on January 12, 1876 in San Francisco, California. He was given his stepfather's name, the last name, London, while still a baby. As a child, London had to work in order to help his family to earn some money. After graduated from grammar school at the age of 14, he left school and took a job in a factory. A year later, he bought a small boat and sailed around San Francisco Bay, stealing oysters and working for the government as a fish patrol. In 1893, London set sail on a seal hunting expedition. This took him to the northwestern Pacific Ocean. After that, the experience provided the material for his best-known book, as we mentioned above, The Sea Wolf. It was published in 1904. We can see the cover of this book. It was published, as we mentioned, 1904. Adventures. Jack London. During the time of 1894, London was thrown in the prison for 30 days for being homeless. Upon his release, he decided to return to school. London wrote about his experience on the road and in prison in his work, The Road. The Road was published in 1907. This is the book of Jack London, The Road. Adventure, and what about other adventure? London managed to finish a 4-year high school course in a 1 year and entered University of California, Berkeley in 1896. However, he had to quit often one semester because he could not afford to stay in his school. He decided to write instead. He was a very productive writer, but no one accepted his writings. London then moved to Canada. He returned a year later and was determined to become a writer. He was popular until he was 30 years old. Jack London was an American writer, as we know. His fiction and non-fiction works often drawn from his experience in the wilderness, on the land and the sea. London is one of the most translated American authors. London's first book, Son of the Wolf, was published in 1900. The Call of Wild was published in 1903. Brought him international fame. The Call of Wild, only The Call of Wild, his novel, brought him international fame in 1903. They're given two novels of his well-known novels, The Son of Wolf and The Call of Wild. Literary works and books of Jack London's other stories in Northern Wilderness included White Fang and Burning Daylight. And literary work and books of Jack London consist, he wrote steadily until his death. He completed some 400 non-fiction pieces, 200 stories, and 20 novels, and their full-length plays. He died on November 22, 1916 in Gallen, California. Now I have some activities related the theme, exactly in the Jack London theme. Here are given some numbers related and the words. You should build the sentence around these words related to our topic about Jack London. Can you do 5 minutes to preparation? For your preparation? When your card given.
Then you can write our answers.
Okay, now time's up. Azimba, you're welcome. In your card paper, there is a given information, a short information first.
Yes, January 12th and 1836.
What was happening to
Was born
This
that very
day?
year. Yes, and his name is Jack Jenny. And later it became, he took like London. Yes, and he was born in San Francisco, California. And he is the renowned author. And he is the well-known one in his period.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next.
Yeah,
Time over.
in my card paper, 200, 400, and 20.
Okay. There written 200, number 200, 400, and 20.
Jack London actually wrote many works, many novels, 200 pieces, non-fiction pieces, and 400 pieces, and also 20.
400 non-fiction pieces, 200 stories, and
200
20.
stories and 20 novels.
20. Okay, that's good now. Oysters.
Yes. In his early life, he followed a small boat and started working San Francisco by. He still loved oysters, and he started working for the government as a fish
Patrol. San Francisco. How we can connect the word San Francisco with Jack London?
He was born in San Francisco, California, and then he was working for the government fish factory at San Francisco.
C'est le CEO de San Francisco Bay. Also, Prison.
During the summer of 1894, London was thrown into prison for 30 days before being homeless. May I Stepfather's name.
Stepfather's name.
Jack London's real name was John Griffiths Chaney, but he was given his stepfather's name, last name, London, while he's still a baby.
While he was still baby. So, Toliva?
1910. In 1910, Jack London's the most successful and famous novel was published, Pale Burning Daylight. It was also a successful novel, and it combines the theme of personal capitalism and also adventure and personal transition.
I'm Jonathan Dalton.
1903.
1903.
In this year, Jack London wrote down his well-known work, The Call of the Wild.
The Call of the Wild.
Fish patrol. He bought a small boat and sailed it around the San Francisco Bay, and he started to work as a fish patrol and go on the go.
1906, it's a year which the famous novel of Jack London was written. It's the White Fang. It's a companion to the piece, The Call of the Wild. And this novel is about the relationship between humans and between animals.
Thanks.
At the age of 14.
At the age of 14.
After he graduated grammar school, at the age of 14, he left the school and took a job in a factory. And after a year, he bought a small boat and sailed around San Francisco Bay.
You worked as a fish patrol or the government?
Well, in my part it says Berkeley, and Berkeley is a city now.
Berkeley was a place, huh?
Was a
The
place.
name of place,
Yeah. It was located in northern California and well known for its prestigious university, progressive historical political history, and vibrant culture. And it's related to Jack London because he finished a 4-year course
in 1 year.
in 1 year, and he entered the University of California in Berkeley in 1896.
Thanks.
Expedition in 1893, Jack London set a sail hunting expedition that took him to northwestern Pacific Ocean. That experience provided the material of his book, Sea Wolf. The Sea Wolf was written 1904 years.
So our next task, we take 2 well-known novels of Jack London. We divide into 2 groups. For the first group, you should find some information about his best-known novel, The Son of the Wolf. And the next group should find more information about the novel's characters and plot and short description. The Call of the Wild. I give you about 7 minutes to prepare, or 10 minutes to prepare, and after that, you should give the questions to each other. Let's start.
And should we answer one or?
Orally answer.
Can we start?
If you finish, you can answer. There's something concentrated.
So firstly, the summary of the work of Jack London. This one of Wolf is a collection of nine stories and all the common subjects. The soul of the wolf is
in short way, is the subject is the northern part of the American continent and also the pursuit of gold during the rush in Yukon country and mainly the dealings between the locals, I mean the Native Americans and also European people, European settlers.
And
I'm gonna give information about the main characters. There are lots of characters and its work. And the first one is the wolf leader. It's the central character symbolizing the strength, loyalty. And the second one is the sun figure, and it's related to light and it's related to the life and it divines the power. And the third one is the lone wolf. It's a solitary figure navigating challenges, often symbolizing independence. And this character might see the sun as a metaphor, for purpose or enlightenment. And then the fourth one is the pack members. They are supporting characters, represent teamwork, and this could be seen the animals as a humans. That's all.
Yeah, this novel is very famous and it's a first novel also. It published in 1900. And also there are some scenes and narratives in this The Son of the Wolf. For example, the London uses only straightforward and descriptive narrative style focusing on the action or physical strengths and kind of things.
We completely agree with others.
And there are three main characters. And the first one is Scrap Mackenzie. It's the protagonist of the story. And he is also known as a son of Wolf or Wolf itself. And the second character is Big Iqua. It's the chief of the Stick Indians. And the last main character is Zalinska. It's the Big Iqua's daughter. That's Scrap Mackenzie from England.
Now, turn to the novel of the London, what the novel?
The Call
of the Wild.
The Call of the Wild is one of the most adventurous novels by Jack London, and it was first published in 1903. And it's the main character, and the protagonist is the dog named Buck. And he was domesticated and later stolen from his comfortable place and sold to the place called Yukon during the gold rush. And after being beaten and domesticated and tried to adapt to its harsh environment, he starts to develop its wild instincts, and he becomes the leader of the sled dogs. And the story progresses, and he reconnects and starts to become wild again. Yeah.
Okay.
About main characteristics, we have 6 of them. The first one, as he said, Bart, and the second one, Judge Miller. He is the original owner of the in California. And the second one, Pearl Francis. They are couriers. They taught Buck the ways of using it, and And the fourth one is Spirit Spitz. He owns the same work, and he shows the challenges of doing it. And the fifth one, John Thornton, he is the prospector. And the last one, Pack of Wolves. Wolves is about the group of wolves. It describes the coming back, the coming back of the nature. So.
Why Jack London's novel is important? Because the Call of the Wild is considered as a masterpiece of American literature, and it showcases Jack London's ability to write about adventure, survival, and the relationship between human and animals.
And it even has a film adaptation, and the director was Michael Green. And
Okay. I think so.
And it's mostly about survival, transformation.
Why this novel is special, and I'm gonna answer this question. It shows the beauty and danger of the wild, and the vast transformation from a cat to a leader in a wilderness is inspiring. And the book teaches us about resilience, courage, and the connection between animals and nature.
Now, the first group gave some questions about the novel was
The Call of Wild.
The Call of Wild. You should to write down some questions to give. Number two, second group, and second group.
The Son. The Son.
The novel was
The Son of
The
Wolves.
Son of the Wolves. Yeah. It will be enough.
How many questions should we write?
Now, 5 questions. 5 questions. Five questions for the novel Son of the Wolf, and 5 questions for the novel The Call of the Wild. In characters, when it was published.
May I ask a question?
Let's give the second group a question.
So what represents the sun as a metaphor in the book?
Paul, I'm sorry.
It represents about like just
Whoa. What is setting one?
The story set in the Yukon. All the stories, yes. During the book.
What is the primary symbol of the flower? What is the primary symbol of the
What was the
primary symbol?
scene of this book? Tolima?
it was survival and human resilience in harsh natural environment.
What is the title of the first story in the collection?
Mavzu?
The White Silence.
The White Silence.